Everybody. Thank you to all of you out in the world joining us today. We have a very special guest, Camila Martinez, who is a dear family friend. And Camila, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning to everybody.
Good to have you here. Okay, great. Dad, you want to start us off with a prayer?
Yeah, well, I'm just feeling gratitude for all the teachers you've had in your life, many of which are in the spirit world, some of which we've shared. Gratitude for those many medicine experiences we've shared in many different dimensions. And so I'm very happy to see you and have you here and open up an Eureka doorway for people to learn some of what the medicine you have. And so thank you, Great Spirit, for our lives, angels of protection, our ancestor spirits. Thank you for the sacred powers of creation and our families and the opportunity to bring our hearts and minds and spirits together to open that doorway to bring through some healing light and love and wisdom from Sister Camila.
Yeah.
Thank you. Pomprios. Oh.
How did you two first meet, Camila?
I was fortunate after many requests to have Doña Julieta agree to come to the United States. And I arranged a 5-city tour. This was in the 90s, at which time one of the places that we came to was California, and through, again, this is how the Dharma works, through one of my Dharma brothers, Stephen Marshank, I will mention his name. He knew Ralph Metzner, and Ralph Metzner knew Tomas. And Stephen mentioned it to Ralph, and Ralph mentioned it to Tomas, and Tomas organized for us, and we came up and made very deep, wonderful connections. And actually, at that time, we were here for Tomas's birthday. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. But at any rate, that was another story that, there's a lot of story.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to say, yes, we have been in ceremony together, and I'm very grateful. Especially, that both of you, I'm sure you did come to me when I brought the Mayan elders up when we did ceremony here.
Yeah, I totally remember that. Yeah.
That was very special. And anyway, we've participated with the elders in other nations to help them and spread their message. So I feel very, very grateful about that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. What does I'd love to hear what shamanism means to you.
Well, it's a word really that is not, it's used in English, but for example, I stay more in a traditional way because that's really the way I'm taught. And with Doña Julieta, being with her, I mentioned this word to her, and she said to me, she said, we never use that word.
Yeah.
She said, that's from another language, and our medicine women, we don't call them shamans. Our medicine people, we don't call them that. So anyway, what I want to say is that kind of a person, for those of us that have been touched in this way, I feel that it is a personal portal to the elemental world and the spirit world that we are able to channel back into the material world, and through the power of intuitive word and that pure speech, we're able to affect the well-being of others and also of places and of animals. Yes.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got a
Thank you.
question.
Okay.
So, Camila, with all of these challenging times we're living in, all around the world, the challenges, and all of your experience and access to different portals. So the question that I ask of you to channel in response, whatever spirit brings through you from all those portals that you're attuned with, what do you think is most important for people to pay attention to in these challenging times to be able to work with the challenges in a way that can bring through real true healing at the root level?
Well, I think all of this is really moved by one's personal genetics.
What do you
It's
mean by
like if that aspect of your beingness is strong enough, you will do whatever you need to do, go wherever you need to go, and be with whoever you need to be with in order to get what you need inside. Yeah. Not everyone has the freedom to do that. However, I believe it's a day-to-day process. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, it's how you view time. This is how I see it. Okay, we're in a continuum, but time is counted in certain ways. But actually, the deeper you go, I think, the deeper you become accustomed to the elements, and these elements dictate what you do on a daily basis. And so this is a form of paying attention to your surroundings and to what's arising within you. And this is a form of self-liberation on a daily basis.
Each day that we're given, that's the day to do it, because we have
That's
no
right.
guarantee there'll be another day. So
That's right.
do it today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I really feel that I can only echo the words of my precious teacher, Yatu Rinpoche. He would tell me, he said, one of the main practices that you can do, if you do nothing else, is to remember impermanence on a daily basis. So if you really have true understanding of this, if you have done any practices regarding this, and it's deep in you, then you live every day understanding that.
And if you excuse me for interrupting, just bringing up to emphasize what you're saying, you'll get a kick out of this. In the last Vision Quest, the prayer arrow that I left out overnight in the desert. I got up in the morning, and it was by Grandpa Fire, and I wanted to get the star energy because it's really cold and windy. So I slept in my tent, but I left my prayer arrow out there, and I got up in the morning, and it was in pieces, lying scattered in pieces. And what had happened was a dog that came through our camp every now and then, our base camp, to visit, chewed it all up. And the name of the dog was Buddha. That's exactly what it did. I saw it. I started laughing. I said, oh my God, 2x4 over the head, impermanence. Don't be attached to things, plans. Let it all surrender. Yeah.
Exactly. But I do feel, it's like, because we are, if we're understanding the picture, we're kind of in a pressure cooker. Yeah. And as this continues, there's got to be a way to balance oneself when you're feeling the pressure. For myself, I always say, when I'm finding that I'm my mind is under pressure, some kind of pressure, I do some kind of activity that I call keeping the lid on.
Can you talk to us, like, for our community out there to learn from that? What is an activity that helps keep the lid on?
Okay, first you'd have to recognize what's disturbing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so that you have the opportunity, number one, to physically remove yourself
Mm-hmm.
or mentally remove yourself. I mean, headphones are a good thing. If you can't get away, I mean, this depends upon your living condition, yeah? But I think a good thing is like to physically move your body, get up and move your body, get outside. Get outside, be with the plants. No matter, even it's just a few around you outside, the shamanic path is you have to learn how to communicate with plants. You have to communicate with elements, and you can use any circumstance to do this. So, I say I practice what's called change the channel. That's my own personal practice. If I see something not, whatever, it's like I practice change the channel.
And when
Some,
you change the channel, does that allow you to commune more with the plants, the elements?
yeah, well, yes. I mean, it's in other words, it's like I'm sitting inside. If
Mhm.
something's affecting me and I'm feeling like I want to just change the channel, I go outside.
Mhm.
I'll walk around. I'll talk to the plants. I'll see who's talking to me or what's getting my attention. Not everybody has that opportunity. So, talk to your house plant, you know, change your channel, talk to your cat, talk to your dog. So not to stick inside here or not to stick inside here. This the thing, it's like the war is for our minds.
Mm. So the importance, it strikes me for relatives who are living in the city, the importance of having at least one house plant in your house.
Oh, yes.
That's an Aarika, that's the doorway to spirit.
Well, again, I'm all for that, but not every apartment has a window. But however, you can have some other kind of house plant that doesn't need a lot of light. I mean, you don't have to limit yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So also you can just have the joy of you know, putting a few seeds from your tomato that you're eating. If it's an organic tomato, get a little earth, put it in a cup, put your tomato seed into the earth, put it by your sink, put some water on it and see something grow.
Yeah.
Takutsi Knockaway, great grandmother growth coming right up through the apartment with no windows.
I mean, you have to find a way.
Yeah.
But because I have been really in massive cities, I mean, case in point, I'm seeing in my mind a place in Egypt where I was, and wow, I mean, that place had no windows. I mean, it was like a 4-story walk up, no windows. And, it's like, well, what do you do? Where are you going to put a plant in there? But, there's house plants that can withstand. So I just say make some plants your friend. If you've never done this, this is so important. And seeds are, amazing things to work with.
Yeah. So that leads right into your work. I mean, you've been a real pioneer with creating seed banks. Can you talk a little bit about that and why it's important and how folks can support and honor and use their purchasing power to support that?
Well, let me just say that in the 90s, when the pioneers were really rocking here in Northern California, I was really privileged to listen to some of the very great experts in consciousness, in permaculture, um, people that had really inspired me, like uh, uh, like the Julia, who set up Julia Butterfly Hill, preserving the redwoods. So I got a chance to be around some very powerful ecologists, and I started hearing the very first talks given about genetic engineering on seeds. And because prior to that, I had spent a lot of time in the village in Oaxaca, in the mountains, where everything was completely organic, completely grown, you know, by Mother Nature in fertile soil. When I heard about this, that they were tampering with the seeds and that the original news about this had broken in Oaxaca, the story came out by a professor at Berkeley, and I decided that I needed to stop what I was doing. I had the Institute of Traditional Native Medicine. I stopped all activities and I started a translation project on genetic engineering of seeds. I took all the information that I got from the pioneers. I went to Mexico. I did a translation project. I turned it into Greenpeace and then went on the road talking in many communities about the situation. And then I went into many native villages, and that's how the Seed Ark Project started. And from there, it really, you know, took off. And then I started, you know, I expanded into 3 countries and worked a lot with the Maya people, a lot, because I did I don't know if many of you have been aware of permaculture, but you know, permaculture is so very important when you're growing plants. And one of the great seers of permaculture in the United States was Gabriel Howarth, who was the founder, one of the founders of the pioneers. He was a visionary and he was my compadre. And when we knew what was going on with GMO, we powwowed together and I told him about my project and invited him to come and journey with me throughout Central America to identify where there were still the stash of heirloom seeds. And that's what we did.
Thank you for doing that. All you did. Yeah.
You're welcome. So like after that first project, a part of the project, then I went back by myself for 4 months on the road and filmed about genetic engineering in Native communities and presented finally that film to one of the great gatherings of the Maya that happened high in the Cutumatan Mountains in Guatemala, where all the elders had gathered there for this meeting. And I presented the film about genetic engineering and what was happening to their agriculture. So that was the first film I made. There were 4 films that were made.
So just to be clear for listeners, this was to raise conscious awareness of the dangers of what was being inflicted on the people and
That's
the
right.
importance of preserving
That's right.
the sacred sanctity of the sacred plants, seeds, as they are coming straight from Mother Earth.
Yes, because like they had the original genetic strains of the seeds, and the one of the crops that Monsanto, who was pushing the genetically modified seeds, one of the crops that they were really attacking was corn, and they were introducing genetically modified corn without the farmers knowing this. I mean, surreptitiously in Maya land. So I was in the vanguard. I went out and I gave the alarm, and then this continued on.
Yeah.
But the seed had started to come in. That's what I'm saying. It's like I caught it as the infiltration was happening.
Yeah. And
you went out and kicked some serious ass and took no prisoner.
Well, let's just say the ones that listened to me when they were kids now are parents. And so I think, and many of them have gone through university. Like they were the first ones. I mean, I was in villages where, you know, they were just, you know, the higher education was not spoken about, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Ripple that forward to today. still the importance of supporting organic seeds.
Oh, yes.
Plants, because even like I remember when I was first learning about and studying the impacts of GMO, it was like, well, I'll just try to stay away. But then like the GMO, genetically modified seed spores and parts can flow in the wind and go over to the farm that's trying not to have it. So I mean, the
Yes.
depth of it's very much tied into colonization, and this same way it flows into everything, and the hurts that can wreak havoc on the people and plants and all life. So yeah, thank you for your pioneering work in that, and all of you listening, please try to support organic and non-GMO wherever you can.
Right.
Can you tell us a little about the journeys that you lead? Both you and my dad have been real, pioneers in leading these amazing journeys around the world, connecting people back to ancient medicine ways.
I would love to. Just let me go back 1 second regarding genetically modified organisms. My main thrust spiritually for doing this work was because I knew of the health risks that now have greatly manifested in the youth and in young adults in Native communities, north and south, east and west. So the point is, as a medicine woman, my object is to make sure everybody is as healthy as possible and knows what is good for them. Yeah, that was that part.
Good.
Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. About journeying, well, I've been guiding people since the 70s into remote areas of Mexico, sacred sites in Mexico. I have spent really a lot of time with pyramids, not only in Mexico, but Guatemala, and have guided groups into Guatemala to be with the Mayan elders. The big journey was for December 21st, 2012. There was a group of us that were there at Tikal in the middle of the night in ceremony, in a dawn ceremony. It was amazing. And also I have guided people in Nepal recently, and Egypt recently, yes, in the last few years. So what I want to say is, anyone that's interested in medicine work, anyone that's interested in consciousness, anyone that's interested in moving your energetic frequency along, it's very important to access these energy spots, these sacred spots. And so I have had the opportunity for many years to go to these places and have my own experience. And so I've opened up the doors for people who wish to have these connections. And so I want to say that, in relationship to guiding, there are certain places on this earth that are called hidden lands, secret hidden lands. And these are the places right now for myself and for whoever's listening. This is what is the inner story right now. So I encourage you to do your own research. I'll give you a word to look up. It's called Beyul, Beyul. Okay. These are secret hidden lands. So what I want to say are these are places of power, as in the other sites, such as the pyramids at Teotihuacan, the pyramids at Tikal, the pyramids at Giza in Egypt, Jarung Kishore in Nepal, many sacred sites, they carry the juice. And that's why people have been going there for thousands of years to get that.
Yeah.
And
And you're taking people this Day of the Dead coming up on a trip, right?
yes. And
Yeah.
so, in relationship to all of this, if you're on a shamanic path, you must understand the aspect of impermanence. It's very important to go deep into what is impermanence. What's this really mean? Where's my impermanence? What am I thinking? What am I doing? You know, it kind of sets things into alignment. So that's what the Day of the Dead journey is about. And the
Excellent.
place to see it is in Mexico,
Yeah.
because the whole nation celebrates this. And it's a palpable energy of venerating the ancestors through art, through music, through food. It is a real celebration of spirit. And it's the only place that I've ever been on the planet to see something like this and to participate. Because every year I make my own altar. I participate every year.
You're taking a group down. Let listeners know when you're taking a group down there and how they can contact you to find out about that.
Yes, the actual dates of the journey, October 29th, which is a Wednesday, to November the 5th, another Wednesday. And this is so that you arrive in time to decompress a little bit and ready for what you're going to see. It's quite beautiful. It's very touching. The first 2 days, we're going to be in Mexico City. And then from there, we're going to go to the pyramids. And we will be there on the Day of the Dead. And we're going to meet with 2 of the indigenous leaders of the region. One, a very powerful medicine woman, amazing being, who has protected the pyramids. She's the great lioness, if we can say this, down there, who has protected those pyramids. We're going to be with her. And also with one of the native chiefs down there, who's a wisdom keeper. So it will be very rich.
I love it. So I'm going to promise we'll share all the details of that. Do you each want to share a blessing with our community for the week ahead?
I would, and just I'm going to pipe up one bit more just to say that there are further journeys of spirit coming down the line, and please contact me directly. One coming up in Christmas time and another one in winter time, 2 in winter and spring. So please contact me and I'll give you details. Send me an email, please. Okay. And
I surrender to the power and wisdom of the feminine that both of you bring through so beautifully, and would ask you to just honor us with a closing prayer.
great holy one, creator, creatress of the universe of universes, holy Buddha mind that penetrates all things. Awake spirit, please nourish our body, speech, and mind, especially in these times. Open us up to love, more compassion, generosity of spirit, and may we all be together and remember that we are one family. I give gratitude for all my brothers who are the strength of all of us. I give great thanks for my sisters, especially my elder sisters, and I am sending love to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
You're
Really
welcome.
joining us, and thank you, dear Camila, and thank you all of our relatives out there. We hope that this brings you some good juice in your life, some good medicine, and have a good week, everybody.
Blessed weekend, everyone.
Take care.
Con Dios.
Bye.
Bye-bye.